welcome to Active Recovery. I'm Coach Allisha, and today I am going to be playing off of the last class that I did for Active Recovery, where we opened up those hips. So today I'm actually going to go ahead and we're going to use a couple exercises to activate those hips. Okay, so you can refer back to the last class, use those different exercises that we did to open up the hips, and then come back to this class and go ahead and activate them. So all you're going to need for today is a mat, and then also I am using a foam roller today. If you don't have a foam roller, then you can absolutely use like a lacrosse ball or a softball, whatever works. But we're going to foam roll the glutes and the quads. So go ahead and grab a foam roller or whatever you have. Just go ahead and start these exercises. So I'm actually going to start off foam rolling one side of my glute. So I have that same leg stretched out, just relaxing that glute. I'm using my hand behind me as a driver, and I'm actually leaning over to that side to just really target the one side of the glute. Make sure that you get all the way from your sit bones all the way up through the glute medius, which is that top part of your glute. Take as much time as you need to here. If it feels super tight, don't be afraid to spend a little extra time on it. Give it a little extra love. And just really make sure that you breathe through these exercises, okay? It's really going to help release the muscles, let them loosen up. If you find a spot you really just need to sit on, give it a little extra love. Don't be afraid to do that. And then when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and switch sides. So I'm going to rotate to that other side here, using my hand as a driver, straighten out that leg, let it relax. Make sure you get all the way from the sit bone all the way up. Keep breathing. Good. That side was not as tight for me. So if you find that one side is tighter than the other, spend a little extra time on it, okay? Whatever works for you. We're going to go ahead now, we're going to foam roll those quads. So I'm going to take my foam roller, and I'm going to place it at a diagonal right here on the mat. Then I'm going to lay my leg across it, straighten out that leg, and roll out that quad. Try to get all the way from your knee all the way out to your hip. I'm going to move it down just a little bit so I can get just above that knee. Woo! Really tight quads here. And switch sides, same thing, diagonal on the opposite side. Whoop. Lay across that foam roller. And roll it out from your knee all the way up to your hip. This can be a little intense, so make sure that you use those arms and that opposite leg as your driver, okay? So we're done with that for now, you can keep going if you need to. I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple exercises that we're going to help to activate those hips, okay, and your glutes. So we've foam rolled them out, we've got them loose. Now we're going to activate them, making sure that we open up and activate those small muscles that typically we don't use, or maybe if they're underutilized, and that's what can lead to injury. So doing these exercises is really going to help you activate them so that you can just develop nice, strong foundation of muscles so the bigger muscles don't always take over. Okay, so I'm going to place my hands right underneath my shoulders. My knees are going to be right underneath my hips. I'm going to take my opposite arm and opposite leg, reach long, place it back down, and switch. So when I say reach long, I mean I'm reaching from wall to wall through my hand, through my foot. Right now what I'm feeling is my glutes and my low back engaging. Now you might get a little bit of core here too from your balance, which is always a great thing. My gaze is down towards the floor, and my hips are still staying in a neutral position even when I reach out. Next exercise, I'm actually going to flip it over. You may have seen these a time or two in some of our classes, I'm making sure that my back is flat on the floor, my palms are up, so that means my shoulders are in a nice neutral position, and my hips are pressing down my low back into the floor. Feet are flat, and I'm just going to raise my hips up and squeeze those glutes. Place them back down and squeeze. Take as much time here as you need. Don't feel like you actually want to use this as like an exercise like you would in a workout. Think about you're activating all the muscles from your chest all the way up through your knees, okay? If you think about that, you're going to engage all through your back, your low back, your glutes, your hamstrings, all those underutilized muscles that we have that we don't really use a whole lot throughout the week, because all of our stuff that we do is in a forward motion. We don't walk through work backwards. We don't walk upstairs backwards. So we need to make sure that all those muscles on the posterior chain are activated. Give me one more here. Good. Relax. Now you see I didn't lift my hips super high. I just kept them high enough so that I still had a nice neutral spine. If I raised them too high, then I wouldn't have that. We're actually going to flip it over. Oh no, we're staying here. Sorry. Staying here. The next one we'll flip it over. So you're going to raise those knees up to 90 degrees. So we're going to do a dead bug here. Knees at 90 degrees. And our hands are going to be right above our shoulders. Now we're going to activate through the front. We're going to drop one hand and one leg down. Opposite. Pull back up. And switch. Really keep that low back pressed into the mat or the floor. Focus on, again, we're activating the small muscles. So if you rush through these, those bigger muscles are just going to take over. Think about what's working. Get that mind-muscle connection. And make this more of an activation type exercise instead of a workout. Okay, one more on each side. Perfect. Now a way that you can make this a little bit easier is you can just leave the arms here and you can just drop one leg, pull it up, and then drop the other. Or to make it a little bit harder, when you drop the opposite, you can actually extend all the way out and pull it back in. Extend all the way out and pull it back in. Still focusing on keeping that low back pressed into the mat. One more exercise. Now we are going to flip it over back to that tabletop position just as we were in the first one. And I'm going to show you from the side. So we're going to have, again, those hands right underneath those shoulders and your knees are right underneath your hips. You're going to take one leg and bring it out to the side. Make sure that those hips stay nice and neutral. I'm not opening up too far to where I'm rotating the hip open, but I'm activating that small muscle through my glute and my hip. What's also great about this exercise is because you're stabilizing with that bottom knee, it's actually working the exact same and activating those exact same muscles that you're doing on the working leg. Let's go ahead and switch sides. So try again not to open up so far that those hips come out of that neutral position. Keep that nice tabletop position, gaze down towards the floor. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Now you can go through those exercises a couple more times, going back to the top. You don't have to foam roll again unless you absolutely want to. Go back to those bird dogs, which were the first one. Your glute bridges, your dead bugs, the fire hydrants. Those 4 solid exercises are really going to help to activate those hips and glutes, okay? Please let me know what you enjoyed about this class. Let me know if you have any questions or comments or if there's anything that you would like for me to show you to kind of help just really open up those hips and get things moving and flowing for you so that you can go ahead and enjoy your workout throughout the week. Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day.